Ready, set, go.
We're on.
We're on YouTube. What's up, YouTube?
So I don't know about you, Brent.
Yes.
This time of year, like the stuff and whatever,
Yeah.
I refuse to say that I have allergies. I refuse.
Oh, like all the pollen and everything?
Yeah. Well, it's not even that much. Like we still have a lot of rain and whatever, but.
Oh, do you? Oh, no, we're in full bloom and we have been for a month down here.
Yeah. No. Like, this is Pacific Northwest. We got a good, 4 months of solid rain left. But this time of year, every time, like I just get a sniffle, I get a little tickle, and I'm not sick. It's just annoying. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to be making a lot of use of this mute button here.
There you go. There you go. I might have a little bit too, because I certainly have been my allergies have been kicking up. I'm not gonna make any bones about it. I got some allergies, seasonal allergies like anybody else, and so if you see me like breathing, that's
right.
It's because I can't inhale.
But I wanted to address
and
it
I've been
now.
out at the soccer field a lot too, so it's with Evie and baseball field with Jude and oh, I'm not supposed to say my kids' names anyway.
With them,
yeah, yeah, it's been a lot of time.
Yeah.
So
I wanted to address it here with our awesome YouTube crowd. Yeah. YouTube, hello. This is the unedited version. You're about to watch Babylon 5 for the first time. Unedited, that's us here on YouTube. But once we're recording for the audio podcast, I'm not going to own it. I'm just going to be gross and try and get it. So just so you know, if you see me doing weird stuff or whatever, I'm fine. It's all good.
For my own ear's sake and the folks out there on YouTube, I would appreciate you making use of that mute button quite often, as often as you need.
Yeah.
So
that'll be the plan.
Yeah.
Hey, Brent, we're almost to the end of the second season.
That's crazy. You know what that means?
Wrap up.
Wrap up time. It's wrap up time. We're getting there. Hey, we got news about the wrap up. I teased it in this week's Brent Watches video.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. I told the folks to stay tuned, because they're going to be able to learn how they're going to be able to receive this cool action figure right here behind me. Actually, it's not that one. It's going to be this one over here on the wall that you guys can't see. I'll pull it down in just a few moments, but we're going to talk about that today.
That'll be awesome. And, hey, quick behind the scenes question.
Oh, yes.
On my video, I'm kind of weird and phasey.
Yeah.
Am I for you also? Or am
I
nice and smooth?
Yeah, you're pretty good.
Okay.
You seem okay. You seem okay. If you do get weird and smooth, I'm not gonna say anything about it, and YouTube will just be like, "Yeah, it's just Jeff being weird."
Yeah, it's just me being.
All right, Max Headroom.
I wish. I wish.
Oh, if you guys don't know that reference, you're just young. That's all.
Have you seen our analytics on YouTube? I think they know the reference.
Because there are people,
right?
For sure.
It's us.
Yeah, it's true. So yeah, Jeff said, guys, you guys are about to watch the unedited version. We don't edit this. Like, this is behind the scenes. This is exactly how the podcast gets recorded. Frankly, this is what recording a podcast with Brent looks like. Jeff, you go solo on yours.
Yep.
I tried solo for a year.
And you can see me do it. You can see how I do it on my TikTok that I actually never go to. Ira, who we thanked a little while ago, Ira cuts up my video and puts them on TikTok for me, but you can see, and I think I put out, so she puts out, let me be very fair. Ira puts out some reels on Instagram as well at Jeff T. Akin. So you can see how I do it. It looks a lot like this. Just me and a mic.
Right.
That's a podcast.
Right. So you guys, you're going to catch the rabbit trails. You're going to get the outtakes. You're going to get all the bloopers. You're going to get the bits of conversation that Jeff says, hey, we're going to cut that out because you sound like a complete jerk when you say it like that, or not. And then I'm going to have to field all the questions and comments because
sometimes it happens.
Sometimes, it's a fictional show with fictional characters, folks. It's all I'm saying. I'm not as nice to them as I am to real life people. Anyway, what else do we got? Let's hear housekeeping. There's that. Jeff, preview of this episode. You and I haven't talked about this yet. I watched this episode like 3 times.
Wow.
And I liked it more and more every time I watched it. This is a high rewatch value episode.
What's awesome, I only watched it twice, but like it does, like when you watch it the second time, you can see all the little hints that they dropped, and it's just like, this was So well constructed.
Yeah,
acted.
It seems so obvious from the beginning when you know what it is. And when you don't, that's what makes this so good. Like, this one is really well crafted. I don't know where this is going to fall in our rankings by the end, but
I think it's a good point to bring up, though, because everyone here on YouTube, we have the greatest conversations with you, and so many times this season especially, like, we have not been kind to a lot of the episodes, and you jump down our throats. And what do we say every time, right? You're looking at this 3 seasons down there. You've watched the whole thing.
Yeah.
We've only seen this. This episode's like a microcosm of that, where when you watch it the first time, there's moments that are just like, well, what's that for? That was kind of, but then you watch it the second, or in your case, the third time, you're like, oh, that was so good. Brilliant.
Well, I mean, okay, like a perfect example of that, the whole Ivana and Talia thing, and we're going to talk about that. We will absolutely talk about that. But the first time you're like, where did this come from?
Yeah.
And then you watch it again and you're like, oh, it's been there.
Yeah. The whole
time. I'm sure, Jeff, if we go back through previous episodes, we might even catch it there too.
Probably.
Like, it might be seated there somewhat. So I don't know. But and I want to talk about the turn. I mean, gosh, we thought we did a heel turn.
Right.
This heel turn topped us.
Next level.
Right. So anyway, that's quite a bit about where this show's going. Jeff and I may have some pauses. That's podcasting. What would you say? Is that a 201, a 301 trick?
It should be a 101. Yeah. But unfortunately, it's almost like it's like almost graduate level. It seems like anymore.
Right. It just should be easy, but it's not sometimes.
No offense to all of our friends who just get on Zoom and just do their best. I mean, God bless them. But
Jeff and I have collectively produced. I don't know how many you've produced, Jeff. I'm over 800 now. I know.
Wow.
Yeah. Like, I'm probably knocking on the door of about 900 right now.
So I think, because, for the longest time, and I still do a couple, but I produce commercial podcasts that no one will ever hear. They're for a company, so just internal use only kind of stuff. And I'd say,
between that and Starfleet Leadership Academy and whatever else you've done,
probably 600, 700, 800. Right?
Have you really?
A lot. Because so like for the corporate ones that I do, sometimes I'll do 4 or 5 in a week. For like when they lead up. There's one company I still work for. I have an NDA, so I can't say anything more than they have a big all hands event they do every year. And literally for the 3 weeks leading up to and the 2 weeks after, every single day, I'm producing an episode for them. They pay very nicely. It's great. It's fun, easy work, but it's a lot of work still.
If you ever need a partner with that, then give me a call. They pay nicely.
I'm telling you, Brent, like, all you gotta do is put yourself out there, know just enough about the industry to, like, know what questions to ask. And usually they give you the questions to ask. Like, it's so easy.
Good stuff. Anyway, so basically the pauses, what those are about is it's easier to cut those out than it is to cut out rambling. So we've taught ourselves to just be quiet because we can collect our thoughts and go again and do what we gotta do. Anyway, all that's just behind the scenes stuff. All of that was just, you're gonna see the behind the scenes deal. Jeff, let's talk about this episode, Divided Loyalties.
This is my first time.
You're new here, aren't you?
First time.
Welcome to Babylon 5 for the first time, not a Star Trek podcast. My name is Jeff Akin, and I'm watching Babylon 5 for the first time.
I'm Brent Allen, and I'm also watching Babylon 5 for the first time. We are 2 veteran Star Trek podcasters who have collectively produced nearly 1,500 episodes of podcasts, most of them about Star Trek. And we are watching Babylon 5 for the very first time, making a podcast about this show. And what we've decided to do is take that analytical lens we've gained as Star Trek podcasters and apply it to another sci-fi show to see if this show holds up that same mirror to society. Does it give us a hope for the future? And do we like this series?
And while this is not a podcast about Star Trek, we are Star Trek podcasters, and so those references are going to creep up from time to time. So we play the rule of 3. That means each one of us get 3 references to Star Trek per episode.
That's it. 3. Uno, dos, tres. No substitutions, exchanges, a refund.
Now, Brent, I've got some great news for you.
What's that?
We've got a 5-star review.
Oh, yes.
This one's on Apple Podcasts. It's from Pierre Hugo. And Pierre Hugo says, I'm a big fan of the Babylon 5 series. I think I've listened to each episode at least 47 times. Yeah. Thanks to this. Which, I mean, I'm willing to lay down some money right now. Pierre Hugo is also a fan of Beam Me Up, a Star Trek podcast. That's a little line of yours, isn't it?
That'd be awesome. Yeah, we tracked all the 47s. Yeah, that's good.
Totally.
That's a great deep cut. I like it.
Pierre Hugo goes on to say,
you know what that's like? I'm sorry, Jeff. You know what that's like? That's like what we call Club 65.
Exactly.
Like if you know what Club 65 is, you're in the club. If you don't know what Club 65 is, you're like it's a Fight Club thing. Like if you know, you know. If you don't, then you don't. And how do you know? Well,
you
just gotta. We don't talk about it. The first rule of Club 65 is we don't talk about Club 65.
And if you do, Brad Pitt's going to show up. He's going to give you a bloody nose, bust your face open.
Turn into Ed Norton. Sorry.
Did you just spoil Fight Club?
No.
Okay. Just making sure. Well, Pierre Hugo goes on to say, thanks to this superb podcast, I can relive this superb series through their eyes as if it were the first time. They even allowed me to see certain episodes from a different perspective. Thank you very much for what you do.
Well, Pierre, you're very welcome for what we do. Yeah, that's a big part of the whole thing is trying to see it through the eyes of a first time. You know what I'm recently becoming, I think, aware of though, Jeff? Is it's got to be just as good as the first time.
What's that?
The second time.
I think second time's almost like maybe
almost
a little
better, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
Because then we'll know what everybody else knows, and then we'll be able to watch and pick up all the stuff that we're like missing, the first time around. So
exactly. Well, hey, I've got one more for us today, and it's another 5-star review.
Oh, yes.
Also on Apple Podcasts, this one's from Wacky Vorlon, and I'm pretty sure we've shared some tweets from Wacky Vorlon in the past on here. That's a name you don't forget.
What's up, Wacko?
Wacky says, this is probably my favorite podcast right now. I love that they do a deep discussion of the episode, something which Babylon 5 has always sparked. Their insights as fan of other works of science fiction help them see what Babylon 5 does well and how it fits into the larger genre. Highly recommend. I eagerly await each new episode. There's so many scenes that I'm excited to hear their reaction to.
Awesome, Wacky. Thank you so much. And we're excited to get there and give you those scenes, even though if we don't know what they are. So, hey, Jeff, we play our games here in the show.
We sure do.
Along with the rule of 3, we've got a few others. And one of those games is where we get to the end of the show. We don't have a name for this game.
We should,
we should have a name the game.
Yeah, we're going to come up. We're talking about here in a minute. We're almost to the end of the second season. Maybe that's a thing to debut in the third season as a name for this game.
Maybe we talk to our patrons about it.
It's a good idea.
That'd be cool. Anyway, but this game is one where we like to try to guess what next week's episode is going to be based on title alone. Never having seen it before, never reading show descriptions, not even looking at thumbnails or anything like that. Just what does the title tell you it's going to be about? And this is the part of the show where it's time to pay the piper and see exactly how close we got or how far away we got last week and judging or in guessing what this week is going to be about. So, Jeff, do you want to go first or should I? Talking about divided loyalties, because this is a fun one.
Well, I think on this one, we get to not only divide loyalties, we get to divide full credit on this one. Nailed it. I mean, my gosh, someone's got
so at first, in the order we went last week, first I said this was going to be a Londo episode and it had to do with him being divided between Centauri and like what's right and all that kind of stuff. That's completely not what this was about. And then you said, I think it's Talia Winters, and you were going more down the idea of she's removing the pin and she's separating herself from Psi Corp.
Yeah, that and
Right?
Night Watch. I thought Night Watch was going to be a part of it more than it was.
Oh, I forgot about Night Watch. Yeah. And then that triggered something in me because I'd been sitting here thinking like Dr. Kyle, Lita Alexander, Michael Sinclair, these characters who have kind of come and gone, like they haven't killed them, so they're still out there somewhere. And we saw Sinclair come back that one time. Like, and I was just like, oh, but if Talia goes away, they're gonna have to send a new Psi Corp representative to the station. What if that was Lita coming back? I also think I might have said Bester or something.
Yeah.
Like what if it was Bester? But oh my God, I nailed Lita. Now, again, that came in a completely different context than what I thought, because I thought she would be coming in to replace Talia.
Not expose her.
Not expose her as a Manchurian candidate. Jeez. But still, about Talia, Psi Corp, and we got Lita. Like, that's full marks, man, right?
Yeah, that's about as close as you can get when you're literally grabbing stuff out of the air.
Without actually watching the episode and cheating. That's pretty close. Yeah. That's pretty close. So air high five, Jeff. This way.
Hey, we did all right on that one.
There we go. You know how uber nerdish we are?
I know. It's
Folks, if you want to know just how absolutely nerdy Jeff and I can be, particularly offline, you should go to our YouTube page.
This goes back a ways, but this is high mark stuff.
There's other stuff out there though, but there's one that's way back there. Like, was it like Halloween or something last year? Thanksgiving, I don't remember when. But there's a community page on our YouTube page where stuff gets posted there. And whoa, Jeff and I are big dorks. Anyway,
I think it's the first post we ever made there because like we were on the YouTube page, just like, what is this? And we found out there's this whole thing on YouTube that we've had a lot of fun with since then. But I think the very first one I shared a high level nerd conversation we had. Like
you'll laugh at every point. So anyway, go over to YouTube and check that out. And by the way, while you're there, like and subscribe to YouTube and enjoy that, because that's where you get all the behind the scenes stuff of what happens here with the making of Babylon 5 for the very first time, plus some extra cool, super fun content that's going on out there as well.
Can we talk for a second about super fun content? Because we have some coming up here pretty soon.
Do we?
Well, we have some today, right now, for everyone watching and listening to Divided Loyalties.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, I forgot.
we're like 3 weeks, we're a couple 3 weeks away from the end of the second season, which puts us about a month away from our season 2 wrap-up special episode.
That's crazy. Yeah. That's nuts.
We're
already here?
I still remember you and I think we were even talking on Twitter. We weren't even texting yet. And it's like, do you want to try this podcast? Like, what do you think about this? And we're about to wrap the second season.
Jeff, that's going to put us 40% of the way through the show.
Wow.
Like, we're almost halfway through.
That's pretty wild.
Almost. Oh my gosh.
So we're going to celebrate. We had an incredible season 1 wrap up that was a lot of fun. And we're going to do the same thing for season 2.
Yeah.
Including,
Jeff, I don't have another B5 to give away. Wash sent me one, and I'm keeping this one. He sent me a second one because he's just an awesome dude, but I'm not giving this one away.
That's fair. That's fair. Trevor got the last one. Loved it. It's cool. You can have this one. I suppose that's fine. But we do have something else we're going to give away. Yeah,
we do. And I have it right here. If you guys out there, speaking of YouTube, go to YouTube and you watch this little series we have out there called Brent Watches, which is literally me watching the episode for the very first time, having my reactions to it. Super fun show. That one's got like its whole deal. Like, there's most of the people that watch that show turn over and watch this one, but there are a few people who are just that fans of that show. Anyway, I have a different camera angle for that particular episode. And so that angle actually shows what's up here on my wall. And this is what we're giving away. Let me reach over and pull it into the camera for those on YouTube watching. For those listening to the audio feed, we'll just have to describe it. But there is this. I present to you a Captain John Sheridan Babylon 5 action figure, complete with teeny tiny Babylon 5 station that goes right next to it. This is printed from the 1997 set.
Oh.
Printed from 97, still in box. but I was able to pick up one of these, and we're going to give this guy away. This is fun. This is cool, man.
That's super cool. That's so cool. I've got this hobby shop down the hill from me down in downtown. That's so cool. They got the best stuff. And I'm down there because my daughter loves it. So I'm down there probably 3-4 times a month, just waiting for them to get some Babylon 5 stuff in there. But my guess is there's none out there because you've been picking it all up.
Yeah, a little bit. I want to fill up this wall with the very, like, I now have a personal mission to collect this series of Babylon 5 in box deal. So anyway, Jeff, we're going to be giving this away during our season 2 wrap up. How are we going to give this away?
Well, it worked out really well for the first season. We're going to do the same thing as we did last time. So go to Apple Podcasts, go to Good Pods, go to Podchaser, Audible, wherever. Leave us a review. Screenshot that review and send it to us. You can either send it to us on Twitter at Babylon First or email it to us, babylon5first@gmail.com. It's a number 5 and the word first at gmail.com. And you'll be entered in the giveaway. And because we had a lot of people who entered in the first season and who've been doing reviews since that time as well, we're going to include all of those in the drawing. So
basically everybody but Trevor.
Yeah, wouldn't that? Yeah, I think that's our little can only win once. Can only win once. Also cannot work for the podcast to win. Yeah. Bryn Talon, was that their name? Yeah, also
Brent Talon is an awesome person, and we absolutely should have allowed that drawing to stand.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, fine. Yeah, check it out. Get ready for the wrap up. Get your reviews in as soon as you can at Babylon First on Twitter. Babylon5first@gmail.com. Looking forward to getting them, and I'm excited to do the giveaway. That'll be cool.
You know what I'm excited to do, Jeff?
What's that?
Get in to talk about this episode.
Let's do it.
So for those out there who may not have seen this episode in a while, or maybe those who are just listening and haven't really watched the episode, or maybe you're watching us on YouTube and you haven't gone back and reviewed the episode that we're talking about today, Divided Loyalties, Jeff, remind everybody out there what happened in this week's episode.
They say that in television, no one is ever truly dead or gone. Well, that seems to be especially true on Babylon 5. See, a blowed up ship comes through the jump gate, and the only survivor on board is none other than Lita Alexander. Who? Who's that, you ask? Oh, well, luckily, Garibaldi's right there to remind us that she was the telepath on the station for the pilot episode, The Gathering. He doesn't actually say that. He talks about it in context, but for us, I'll shorthand it and say The Gathering. Yeah, it's that Lita Alexander. Well, she is in a bad way, so Franklin is going to have at her. And hopefully she doesn't have any cultural beliefs or anything that he can ignore that ends with her dying. Speaking of dying, Talia and Ivanova have been dying to spend more time together. Conveniently, there's some work being done on Talia's quarters, and Ivanova offers for her to stay with her. They chat. Talia showers at one point, and then she'd wake. Oh, I gotta do that whole thing over again. I'm gonna go way back. This is for you, YouTube. Conveniently, there's some work being done on her quarters, and Ivanova offers for Talia to stay with her. They chat. Talia showers. At one point, Talia wakes up and feels for Ivanova in the bed, but she's not there. Why would she be there? Unless, okay, I see. Didn't realize there was more to their story, but here we are. Well, shockingly, Franklin doesn't kill Lita, and she demands to meet with all of the command staff together. She explains that Psi Corp can plant a personality inside someone's brain that, by sending a password telepathically, can be activated, killing the person's normal personality and completely taking over. That's pretty terrifying. Even more terrifying, some mercenary rebel-looking dudes on Mars slipped her a data crystal earlier in the episode that told her the password and that one of the Earth Force people on B5 have been implanted with a sleeper personality. And the only way to find out who it is to have Lita use her pain eyes to send the password and see who activates. Immediately, Ivanova is not cool with this. She's been anti-Psi Corp since her first episode and has threatened to resign before letting anyone scan her, even if that someone was Jeffrey Combs. Sheridan pushes her, though, and she drops a bomb. Susan Ivanova is a latent telepath. Sheridan's cool about it, though. Says he's going to authorize the brute force password hack on station personnel, but he'll hold off on getting it to her for as long as he can. And he does. We get a parade of station personnel with Sheridan either giving them some positive feedback or just, kind of looking at him for a few seconds awkwardly, while Lita flashes her pain eyes. Garibaldi is the man, though, and does not miss an opportunity to be hilarious. But after a long day, nobody's activating. Looks like Lita's going to have to scan Ivanova. Just as she clears her, Talia walks in, gets the pain eyes, and screams, "Father! The sleeper has awakened." It's Talia. Talia has the evil Psi Corp personality. Looks like, though, they're just going to let her leave the station, even though she, knows all kinds of stuff, like the Underground Railroad and who knows what else. But luckily, they hadn't invited her into their fifth column little conspiracy group yet, though. She says some super mean things to Ivanova before she leaves, but Ivanova, as she will, gets the last word and proves that she is awesome. But that's not the end for Lita Alexander. If you watch The Gathering and are still with us, you'll remember she scanned Kosh when he was unconscious. She says that she has locked away that memory deep in her mind. But sometimes, late at night, she opens the door to it so she can hear the song again. Then she asks Kosh if she can see him again. Without hesitation, he strips and she stares at him in awe, proving that once you go Vorlon, you'll never go human. Now, Brent, what was your reaction to Divided Loyalties?
Once you go Vorlon, you'll never go human.
Does that count as a
Jeff? No, you're getting a free pass on that one because that's got to be our next T-shirt. Once you go Vorlon, you'll never go human. Oh my gosh.
It took me an alarming amount of time to come up with that, just so you know.
Did it really? That just didn't come to you. Oh my gosh, that's great. Jeff, I liked this episode. At first I didn't, but then I did. And let me explain.
Yeah.
Remember a couple episodes ago? I've been going down about this, the redemption of Londo. And they've got to turn it. There's this Narn Centauri war, and there's all this stuff, and there's got to be a point, the whole shadows, all of that situation. We've got to start moving that direction. We've got to get there. I know there's Psi Corp, I know there's the Earth thing going on, but we've got to get there. When we get these episodes that just seem like filler episodes, almost episodes have nothing to do with that, they tend to kind of make me mad. This episode has nothing to do with that, but this was a really good episode. I enjoyed this episode, and this episode has a high rewatch value. I watched this episode 3 times. Once to do the watches video, a second time to take my notes and re-up some stuff. But then I watched the third time just because I wanted to.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And I don't usually do that. Cause we got stuff to do, frankly. We got to move on. But I really enjoyed this. This had a lot of, if you go back and watch it again, you see where the clues are dropped, that's the mark of good TV. If you miss it the first time, but then and you go back and see it, then you know what it is. It's just so, it's so good. It's a great, almost like a whodunit type of episode, or a Who Are You, or a CSI, or I don't know what kind of episode this really is, but it was just a lot of fun. It was good TV, man. Good TV. And we'll talk about all the Wither 2s and Y4s, but Jeff, overall, what did you think?
I really enjoyed this one too. I enjoyed it the first time around. Also, I thought it was really well done.
Yeah.
But I think, kind of to your point, people often, we've been pretty cruel. No, that's not fair. We've been very honest in this second season about the episodes that we've watched. And people have taken great umbrage with a number of our ratings on these things. But I think this episode in a microcosm.
Also, I'm sorry, Jeff, if I could jump in.
Yeah.
Yes, lots of people have taken umbrage, but I've also been surprised at how many people will watch this with us and kind of go, oh yeah, this one really isn't that great either.
Yeah,
there's been that collective too.
Absolutely, because we have a bunch of lenses we look at this through. One of them is the lens of nostalgia, right? Oh my gosh, I remember this so fondly. It's so great. But the other one that you and I can't have in any way is the lens of having seen the whole series. This is amazing because of what it turns into.
Yeah.
But this episode, Divided Loyalties, was like this microcosm of that, right? Where you watch it the first time and you're like, oh, okay, whatever, that's a thing. But then you watch it the second time and you say, oh, they planted this seed. They planted this seed. Oh, I should have known. The whole time they were telling this story. This was a cool story. It was shocking. It was exciting. But I think more than that, I appreciated it just because this was so well constructed and it was so well acted, especially Claudia Christian. Ivanova in this episode, this is a high watermark for her. So good.
Yeah. There's the way they were trying to point the finger at Ivanova so hardcore immediately lets you know it's not Ivanova. So you didn't know who it was. I didn't see it coming. And to get a reveal about Ivanova that explains why they keep pointing the finger at her and she looks guilty, and to have the fact that she's a latent telepath be the reveal, I didn't see that coming at all. I figured no way.
Garibaldi, Sheridan, Franklin, they'd be called the telepath long before Ivanova. She's bottom of the list.
Yeah. But her mother was a telepath. She had she's got the if it's genetically passed on, which we know that they do that, right? Because they try to put them together. So her mother's there. She absolutely refuses. She has a pure hatred over what they do. There's a little bit of fear, I think, that goes into that, but that's also, and this will recolor every episode having to do with Ivanova, particularly the ones where she's dealing with anything having to do with Psi Corp.
Yeah, I imagine her sitting at that table with Harriman Gray in Eyes, right? And especially where he's trying to connect with her. That through this experience, that's an entirely different scene. Entirely different.
Yeah. And that reveal just works. It works with everything that came before. I don't know if this was something, and somebody out there is going to comment and let us know. And I'm okay with this one, I think. I don't know if JMS had this particular character piece of Ivanova planned. My guess is, knowing how well thought out he had the entire series, this is something he knew way early. And I don't know if he told Claudia Christensen or if he just told her here, or I don't know at what point she knew this. It's like when they were filming the Harry Potter movies, JK went and told Alan Rickman what the whole deal with Snape was, even though only book 4 was out, and she swore him to secrecy, and he held that secret all the way throughout. He was the only one outside of her who knew what Snape's deal was until we got the reveal of that much later in the series. But I have to compare it. And I'm going to burn my first Star Trek reference here, Jeff. This one tracks, unlike an entire retcon of Dr. Bashir in Deep Space Nine, where they just decide to oh, look, he's genetically enhanced. And then you go back and you watch everything else and you're like, kind of see it, but really?
Yeah, they're he was pretending to be a moron through here to hide. Okay.
Maybe. I mean, you go back and rewatch those early seasons and you're like, I know that. I can see how you could maybe imply that that's what's going on, but sure, whatever. And then we just move on with it, right? And this one, you go back, it tracks every single bit of the way through. So I loved that. Along with being absolutely surprised about Ivanova, I was absolutely shocked that it was Talia.
Yeah.
Did not see Talia. I did not see it being Talia walking through that door, getting the
completely. It was out of nowhere. What I loved about it being out of nowhere is like, this is a whodunit, but even the one who done it didn't know they did it, you know? And so that nobody knew the whole time. And so you can't even piece together any of those things of like, well, this person was acting pretty weird or what. None of that's there, but I am so appreciative. There were two really important flashbacks in this episode, and that's not a tool. That's not a tool that's been used in Babylon 5. So this is like beating us over the head. One was in regards to Ivanova, where we got the flashback to Sheridan's vision, where she was black and white and had the Raven thing going, and is like, "Do you know who I am?" So that's all. That's gonna be. I mean, big enough.
Okay, real quick.
Yeah.
Just that flashback was Sheridan remembering that experience, not a new experience of that happening in that moment.
That was from All Alone in the Night.
Yes. No. But I'm clarifying, because when I first saw it, I thought, oh, Sheridan's having another one of these visions. Cool. We haven't seen this in a while. And then he comes back to it. I'm like, wait, was that a new vision, or was he just remembering it? I think he was just remembering it. And they were telling
he even
us,
said he was like, this is from a dream I had a couple of months ago, which tracks when that came out. But the other one was when that the vicar and Kosh set that deal up, and then they sold the data crystal. So I think Kosh has known this. Like, that was the thing, right? What's in there? Horror, terrifying stuff for the future, because he's got a data crystal with her little fake personality on it.
It's amazing to think that he even had that thought
to check her out,
because he wouldn't have done that unless he knew that that's something that Psi Corp was doing, right?
So
yeah, and it doesn't show a limit on Kosh's powers and abilities,
that he couldn't just pick that up.
He couldn't just know it, but he had to go get somebody who could, so he could retrieve it. And or maybe he did know and he just needed some way to record it or something. I don't know.
That's what I think. And I think maybe it's one of those things where he might know it, but you got to confirm it. And to confirm it, you need someone to interrogate off of, and then someone who can record it for him. But I think also maybe what it is, little theory, we've talked about a couple of times, we've asked if Psi Corp knows about the shadows. Yeah. Right. And if there's any collusion there, I think that they disabused us of our theory that the Vorlon and the shadows are one and the same. You know, the Vorlon, our first one's shadows are older, but what if Psi Corp reached out to the Vorlon like when they were trying to, I'm guessing it was Psi Corp that did the reach out, and maybe that's stupid of me, but what if they're just looking for more powerful races they can work with, and they tried with the Vorlon, and maybe, so they have a hint. Oh, maybe they're trying this personality thing out. I don't know. Did you catch what they called the personality?
No, what?
Control.
Did they?
And you remember Control, right?
That was, well, I mean, I said this in the, that's what they called it? Because I said this in the Brent Watches episode, but I missed that.
Yeah,
because I was trying to figure out like what, and we can have this conversation, but what's gonna happen? Where's Talia going? Because at the end of the episode, they didn't lock her up, they didn't put her in jail, they didn't put her on a transport ship, they didn't kill her, they just let her go back, you know, riding first class on the next transport out of here. Like, what's that all about? So what's going on with Talia next? And I was trying to spin some things, and I was like, maybe she's going back to San Diego and she's going to work with that Control and all that. But I didn't think that she would be Control.
So I spent
or whatever that is.
A little bit of time, because Lita said it was codename Control. So I don't know if her personality is codename Control or if the project was codename Control. Because in the episode where the Mars First guy and we got introduced to Bureau 13, they ordered him to kill her. Like, go kill Talia.
Right.
If she was control, I don't think she would order herself to kill herself.
Right.
So I think that control might be the name of the project and not necessarily her her personality. But my guess is that you're right. She's going to go back to San Diego. And what we're going to start seeing is
it, I'm
Psi
sorry.
Corp.
Is it possible that of all the different people they put this personality in, it's the same personality across all of them? And that personality is control.
That would make sense, I think.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yep.
You have control that's in San Diego, I'm guessing. Probably, maybe up in La Jolla or somewhere really nice. If there's anywhere nice left there. And then there's like little mini controls that are put out.
Yeah.
All around just waiting.
Is Talia one of the 13 or 31 or whatever it is?
Oh, wow. Yeah, maybe that was the reference. There's
Yeah.
those different agents that are all part of control.
So here's the thing, because what this immediately makes me go back to, and I'm gonna dive real far down the Deep Space Nine rips off Babylon 5 conspiracy train.
Okay.
And this isn't about Deep Space Nine, so I don't get a buzz.
Okay.
But actually, yeah, I guess I do. One of the writers of Deep Space Nine was a guy named Ronald D. Moore. Ronald D. Moore goes on to do the reboot of Battlestar Galactica. In the reboot of Battlestar Galactica, the premise of the show is that you have these bad robots who now look exactly like you and me, and they are exactly basically what Talia was, complete Manchurian Candidate type deal, don't even know who they are, and there's like 8 of them out there, or like 8 different models or something like that, or I don't exactly remember how many, maybe there's 13, but they look exactly like us. And it's only once they have like a trigger that awakens them that they come to life and know who they are, which is what this is. I mean, like, I'm not a big fan of going into the so-and-so rips off so-and-so. Like, I just don't like going there. But I mean, they're Cylons. That's what it looked like to me. I was like, these guys are Cylons.
It's Cylons minus the, what do they call it? The rebirthing process or whatever they had, where they would, because they were all, you had the number 6 line and the number 8 line.
Yeah.
And this is just people out there.
Yeah.
It's almost
but they
worse than
reprogram
being
their brain. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I don't think it counts as a reference. That was a Battlestar Galactica
Thank you.
reference. So
I'll take it.
give you that, which is a good one. But I think that concept of putting pieces of yourself in others to be activated at different times isn't unique even to Battlestar Galactica or this. There's That's chunks of that in Dune that they touch, especially unlocking old ancestral memories, or even like having you out in, billions of sandworms that are out there. So it's not a new concept to sci-fi. They've all had a little bit of a different take on it. This is the first time I think, though, I've seen it done as like, you're a sleeper agent as a person and you don't even know.
Yeah. Don't even know. And like what I found really interesting was they said, there's the person and their personality. There's this other personality that they wrote in, and it destroys the real personality, and this fake personality takes over. Here's my question. Does anything of the original personality survive? Because Ivanova comes in at the end, she's trying to talk to her, like, if there's any part of you, like, does, all right, folks out there, people that get this reference, Jeff won't. Does anything of the host survive? Even though they're like, no, she's completely gone, she's out of here. Are we going to get Talia coming back saying, fighting for control of her body? Between these two personalities.
Have you ever gone on a long road trip with somebody before?
A few times, yeah.
A long road trip with somebody that doesn't listen to the same kind of music that you do?
Yes.
And then after that road trip, you might find yourself listening to a little bit of that music.
Yes.
Afterwards, yeah. So that's how I look at this personality. Like, it's sitting in that person's brain, going along for the ride, experiencing all the things that person experiences, listening to stuff and participating in it. There's a little bit of that that's going to hold on and stick, even with the new personality.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Because, and I mean, and that's okay. So we'll pivot to this. Apparently there's a relationship, like a romantic relationship between Ivanova and Talia. What? Okay. Does that track through all the other episodes that we've seen?
It tracks. So here's the thing. It tracks beat for beat perfectly in this episode.
Yes.
But I don't, even way back, I think one of the last times we saw them together was when Talia went to confide in Ivanova, took her badge off, right? That's part of what prompted me to guessing what this episode was going to be about.
They got drunk together and talked, had a girl talk. Like, that's what it seemed like to me.
Normal stuff. So funny thing, on the second time I watched this episode, I watched it with my wife, and she has watched maybe a grand total of 6 minutes of Babylon 5 since we've started this podcast. It just hasn't resonated for her. And so she was in and out, coming back and forth. And I paused it for some reason at some point, and I told her how brilliant the scene was between Ivanova and Talia. It was the one where Talia had just gotten out of the shower. Ivanova was wearing her silk nightie, and they were kind of talking. The scene where like they kind of leaned in, and I was 100% sure they were going to kiss.
Yeah.
Like, they're going to kiss. And so I said, this is brilliant. The way they put this together.
I'm sorry. And but the way this wasn't a first kiss.
No,
this was like a, hey, we're starting this. Like, this was something they'd been doing, because I know for me personally, like I first I see Ivanova in like her little silky nightgown, and I didn't think too much about it. But then it flashed over to Talia, and she comes out, she's got the wet hair, and she's doing the thing where she's drying it off a little bit off to the side with the little head cocked over, and she's a little smile. And she's also in these silk nighty pajamas. Now I've never been to a girl's sleepover. I know what my wife wears to bed. And there's listen, everybody out there is different. Wear whatever you want to bed, or wear whatever you don't want to bed. Whatever. Different people, different strokes for different folks. The only time that I've seen silky pajamas like that is when stuff's about to happen.
And there's a mission.
Stuff has happened. Right.
Yeah.
Right. And she's just got that look on her face. And like, I saw it, and I was like, wow, this is really weird. It looks like they're kind of like whatever. And then they just go to talk. I didn't think anything about it. But then she's like, was this the part where she's like, you're the only one I trust? And they go to lean in, and I was like, oh my gosh. Like, are they going there with this? And I want to be clear about my surprise. I didn't see this like, this was not something that seemed seeded to me at all. They did this in 1995.
Yeah.
Like, wow. You know?
Yeah. And that's why I was saying this is so brilliant, because in 1995, you could not show same-sex relationships or attractions. And if you did, it had to be very clearly two very flamboyant men. Like, it had to be, check all the boxes of a stereotype.
You could also hide it in the other person is androgynous and choosing to go one way or the other. There was the episode of Next Generation, which we look at through today's eyes, and you think that person's trans. In those eyes, that person, this really was a male, female, homosexual choosing your love conversation is what that was. Or you look at the one where he actually had, and I think Deep Space Nine is credited with the first female kiss. I could be wrong.
It is.
But even in that situation, I've always felt like that particular scene shortchanged the impact of a lesbian kiss on TV for the first time, because the personalities that were in love were in a male-female relationship from a previous life. And that's what was reflecting. So it wasn't necessarily these two people specifically as much as the old people that was in a heterosexual relationship. Like, that's the only way that they got away with that back in the 90s. Today we'd just be like, awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
Today we'd be like, hey, awesome. No problem.
Well, I think that's the thing with Star Trek. Like, I want to credit and discredit Star Trek at the same time, right? So they had the first female, gay kiss, the two women kissing. They also had the very first interracial kiss. Amazing. Great. Both of those things were groundbreaking for television, but they were both done, like you said, based on a male-female relationship prior from Deep Space Nine. And in the original series, it was under the duress of like alien pressure making them do the thing. And literally, it only happened because William Shatner purposely blew every take along the way. So they had to use the one where they awkwardly kissed each other.
The story of that is hilarious, by the way.
It is,
because it's literally the Star Trek folks going, this is ridiculous. We should just be able to do this. And the network people standing there like, no.
Yeah. And Shatner being like, okay, fine. Yeah, we'll do it again. Oops. Did this. Oh, this is the only good take you've got.
Yeah. Oh,
but I think in this case, like we watched this, I mean, so it was in a time when you couldn't show these things, but he did. And he did it in such a brilliant way that tracked. But my point I was making with my wife watching this was, to me, because we know Talia, because we know Ivanova, and we know the world. We know the scarcity economy that they're living in. So you don't just wear a silk nightie all the time. That's a special occasion thing because it's going to wear out and there might not be another one in your future. So I explained this to my wife and she's like, yeah, it's just two girls hanging out. Like, it's just girl talk. And I was just like, to me, it showed the kind of the subtle, like espionage-ish way that he snuck this little JMS snuck this relationship in, which was great. But it also showed me how powerful the character development and world building has been. That for you, for me, having watched this now for, what are we at? Almost 40 episodes of this. We're like, I know these people and these behaviors that are happening. This math only comes up with one solution, the way I do the equation.
The part where it sealed it for me, because frankly, like, I mean, my brain was just going, it's like, this isn't a relationship. They're not in a relationship. They're just, because I do not believe that this has been set up since the beginning. Like, they had drinks one time and got drunk, and now they're trying to just be friends. Like they've got some camaraderie. I never saw this going anything further than that. Where it sealed it for me was that scene where Talia rolls over and she reaches out in bed for Ivanova, and you and I were texting a little bit, and you had reminded me, you're like, yeah, Ivanova doesn't have an extra bed. They had to be sleeping in the same bed, because I was like, was she reaching out for Ivanova, or was it was an empty, she was in the guest room and it was whatever. And like, no, they're sleeping together. Now, let's be clear, that does not mean that two people of the same sex cannot sleep in the same bed and have it not be romantic. 100% can do that. But putting all the pieces together, here's the thing. I'm floored. Like, I'm flabbergasted by it.
You and I, Brent, we go on a road trip and we lay in a hotel bed together. And I wake up in the middle of the night and I'm like, it doesn't feel like Brent's in here with me. I don't roll over to touch you. I reach over and grab my iPhone and I flash the flashlight and I go, yeah, he's not here.
Yeah.
That's platonic sleeping in bed together. Me, as a telepath with no gloves on, reaches over. That was the other thing.
Yeah, I had that thought too. Yeah.
Reaching over to be like, where that was where I saw it in the first one. But on the second view, all the way from them having lunch, everything built to them clearly having a relationship.
Absolutely, it did. Absolutely. So I just, when things come out of left field like this, and I mean, if this was going to be something that they had going forward, I think I'd be a little less surprised. I mean, this feels almost a little bit like, oh God, I'm going to use it again. This feels a bit like a Worf Deanna thing, or like a Chakotay 7 of 9 thing. Like, I'm going to shove this in because Talia's clearly off the station now. Unless she's going to be a regular cast member as a bad guy, which I don't know that that's going to be the case. Or, is this setting up Ivanova going after Talia, and that's a part of the storyline going forward now? Are we going to even see Talia again? Like, what's going on with Talia? Where's she going?
I think at most she'll be back as a villain, and I don't think Ivanova's going to chase after her. Ivanova shut her down at the end of this episode. Yeah. Like, I feel like the relationship was put in there to build to the end. Like, they never went there with Garibaldi and Talia. They never went there. And to go there with the stuff he's dealing with would have been a lot. It would have been a whole lot. So to go there with Ivanova was more casual and whatever. And it set up that last scene where evil Talia could come and just, I mean, I'm just going to say, just be a huge bitch to Ivanova. I mean, she was so mean and cruel. And that had to like be the exclamation point. I'm like, Talia's dead. Long live Talia.
Again, what did they do with Talia? I mean, they didn't kill her. She's not long lived. Like, she's still alive out there somewhere. But here's the thing. And I really, please don't answer this. Don't spoil it. Let the mystery be there. What's Andrea Thompson, right? That's her name?
Yes.
Is she off the show? Like, is this her leaving the show? You know, because we know she's not in every episode. She's only in like what, 10 episodes a season, something like that, at least so far. But here's the thing, what you were just saying there, talking about evil Talia. I have never really liked Andrea Thompson playing Talia.
Okay.
Talia has never grown on me. I've never liked her. Like, she's been fine. I've not disliked her, but I've never liked her. You know? She kind of has felt like that over actor, like whatever they're given to portray. And I honestly thought it was just because Andrea Thompson wasn't a great actress.
They're like,
until
we're done.
Until she goes evil. And I'm like, oh my God, I want this Talia.
Yeah.
I want this one. I want this one in the show because she's so good at it. Like, so good. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I don't know.
She was evil and she was conniving and she was cold.
Yeah.
And it came across, and all of a sudden her hair's down, and oh my gosh, I was like, that's what that character needs to be. I have a question.
Okay.
There could be other sleeper agents on Babylon 5.
100%.
Grab your corkboard.
I wonder if
grab.
But I have yarn for this cork board. I'm curious if we got the same one. Yeah.
Or do you?
You go.
Is Londo also a sleeper agent?
I don't think so.
Listen, what did Talia say to Ivanova there at the end? My good and dear friend Ivanova.
Huh.
What does Londo say all the time?
Right.
My good and dear friend Garibaldi. My good and dear friend Sinclair. She said it exactly the way that Peter Jurasik says it, only without the accent to it. My good and dear friend Ivanova.
Huh. I did not pick up on that.
Now I'm just saying, could put the red string here and then run it over here, and you got to ask yourself, is Londo a sleeper agent?
I don't think, because Psi Corp had to have had them for a period of time to do their stuff. Well, I don't know. Londo did a lot of stuff. Maybe
we've known the Centauri for a while at this point, so
it's possible. Here's my red string on that one.
Okay.
So they say that this personality, even before it became active, would do anything to protect itself. And that was a lot of what they leveled at Ivanova, right? Well, it's just, of course you're poo-pooing this stuff. Why wouldn't it also activate to protect itself once it's activated? So Garibaldi plays his little trick, which was brilliant, right? When she gives him the pain eyes, and then he's like, oh,
I didn't buy it.
Just kidding.
Not for a second. I didn't buy it because it was Garibaldi. I didn't buy it for a second.
So here's my thing. And again, I don't buy it at all either, but I've just got to put the yarn up there because it tracks. Why wouldn't the personality protect itself with comedy? Oh, no, I was just kidding. I'm still totally hidden. Still here.
You know what move I absolutely loved in that scene, though? Was when he handed his PPG to Sheridan right before it happened.
Yeah.
I was like, that's probably a good move there.
Yeah, that's smart. Thank you. Thank you for that.
Can we talk about a few side things for a moment?
Totally.
Okay, can I give a harsh criticism of the episode?
Yeah.
On a production level, the sound mixing in this episode is god awful.
Yeah.
Like, there are places where the audio is right here, and then all of a sudden it goes down to here. and it's within the same scene. And there are places where like you can tell they're cutting between takes, and the audio levels are just all over the place. There are times when you can't hear Ivanova at all, and then she sounds really super crystal clear. Like I'm a sound guy by training, by trade. I'm a sound guy. I've done a lot of different stuff, but it just stood out to me. Like, and because I was watching this episode first through headphones. So it was really like I was right here and could hear when all those changes took place. And anyway, Dylan and Sheridan, can we just say that they are so cute at this point? They're just cute.
Can I read you my note on them?
Yes, please. Please do.
Dylan and Sheridan sitting in a tree. Kissing. Totally. They're just like these little like preteen little flutter and love.
Uh-huh.
The little butt versus butt conversation.
That was so good.
Yeah.
It was so funny. She said, this needs to be, I don't know if this is a t-shirt. Maybe this is a bumper sticker. He says, you have the damnedest gaps in your vocabulary. I'm going to start using this with my kids. You have the damnedest gaps in your vocabulary. She doesn't know what a butt is.
You know what's huge to me, though, in that phrase alone?
Yeah.
Let me say that again so I don't have me tapping myself. We're Star Trek guys, right?
Yeah.
So everything for us is through a translator, and everyone's speaking whatever language they want, and they're hearing whatever. Here, I'll hit it. There's no translators in Babylon 5, which means Jakar, Londo, the Markab guy, they learned English or whatever.
They're speaking the common tongue
is.
or whatever it is.
Yeah. And that to me adds a layer to the complexities of like the diplomacy stuff going on.
Yeah.
But it was a cute scene. It was, I've said it before. I haven't been for very much Dylan and Sheridan, but I'm really starting to warm up to it.
See, and that's what I'm saying. They're slow rolling this one. Like, there's no way whenever they inevitably get together, because I think they're gonna have to. We're not gonna be able to look and say, where did this come from? Like they're seeding it in various places. We've seen it. We saw it in the last episode where she called him John for the first time. Like they're taking those steps. Okay, another scene when Sheridan and Garibaldi are in the men's room and he's sweeping for bugs while they're talking about trees and more trees and just talking about trees and trees and trees and trees, but he's sweeping for bugs. That was great. I thoroughly, right about the time I was like, wow, he's really talking about trees a lot. And then I understood what was going on.
Yeah. I think my favorite part of that scene though was the Pak Mara who walks out of the stall just like, all right, now I'm feeling good. Let's go do this.
Did you see him give like a little shiver as he walked by?
Yeah. He's just like, all right. There we go. That's good.
Was he shaking? Is that getting it off?
We've all had that, that walking out of the stall and being like, all right, that's good. I got a little spring in my step now. I think that's probably neat. Back to Dylan, just super quick. Oh, yeah. There was that scene where they're recycling the universe today. Oh, yeah. The newspaper. I thought it's kind of cool. Yeah. You recycle one to get one.
Yeah.
It's kind of neat.
And they charge you a credit.
Uh-huh.
It does a face scan. It's like, hey, we got your credit. Well, what would you like today? What do you want in your news?
I thought that was cool. So, it was like a neat little like personalized news page, but on paper, because that's what we had back in '95.
Yeah. And the recycle flap was just a silly little piece of plastic, like nothing awesome.
They just slapped a sticker on it.
So here's a question. Okay, we've discussed how and we've learned the Babylon 5 seasons occur each over the course of a year, which means like in last season finale, it was New Year's Eve. And, then we started at the beginning of the year. And so now we're talking, and we're towards the end of the season. They're talking World Series. So in the future, baseball is still being played and the World Series is still in October, November.
Yeah, that's what it looks
like.
And
that's where we are in the year right now is, right around Halloween, Thanksgiving.
Well, we know that baseball's still a thing because dude back in the other episode was talking about the Dodgers and how when they play on Mars, it's not fair because the gravity is all different. So, but
and we saw Sheridan taking batting practice, the other day. So
totally a thing. Did you notice? So a couple of things with Dylan though that stood out to me. One, she acknowledged that really horrible interview that she had in And Now for a Word. She said, hey, this press that you have, it's both confusing and troubling.
Right.
Because on Minbar, we're only told what we are required to know and nothing more. So the whole concept of having a reporter was totally foreign to her. And I remember when we recorded our discussion on that one, I even said, I'm like, God, I hope they come back to this. Because she was totally ambushed. And it was,
yeah, absolutely. I'm glad you said that because I didn't remember that interview until you brought it up. Because I was thinking maybe there was just something from The Gathering or something like way a long time ago that I just didn't remember. But yeah, no, it turns out it was just a couple episodes ago. Awesome.
Yeah, it was very recently.
Yes.
But also that she talked about she's getting that eye on Minbar column
Right.
in there. I think she gets that because she's not getting the news feed from the Grey Council.
Yeah.
Only told what you're required to know and nothing else. And now that you're not Satai, you don't need to know a whole bunch of stuff. So she's got to read the Earth newspaper essentially to know what's going on Minbar.
Okay, I guess I only have one reference left, right?
No, you have none. And I
have none?
I have 2 left. No, I have 1 left.
You have
We
one
have
left?
one left between us.
Can I use yours?
You may have it.
Can I use yours? Okay. Hey Jeff,
Hey Brent,
how long does an elevator ride on Babylon 5 last?
how long?
Just like in Star Trek, as long as the conversation needs.
Right.
Turbo lift rides only last as long as the conversation requires it to, right? Like
There's no
that's
awkward
exactly
before.
what happened in this one.
Uh-huh. There's no like, oh, how do I end this thing? It's like, no, it ends because the door's just opened.
Right. And now I get to walk away.
Delenn, I think this is my last one on Delenn, was when Lead Alexander reached out to her, she was recording like her ambassador's log. And she was talking about opening trade negotiations with the Lumati, but she wanted to pause for a second. But, Leda's calling. I bet they were ready to seal the deal, and she wasn't okay with sealing the deal with the Lumati.
Oh, that's what the Lumati was. It was that dude.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Interesting. How you're gonna have to, I'm gonna have to think about that now. Oh,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
oh, okay. Hey, Lita, does she look younger to you than she did last time? Because like in this episode, she looked like she was about 20 something years old. I remember her being like 40 something from The Gathering. Like
it's pretty incredible what a hairstyle can do. She had that in The Gathering. She had like that harsh, short kind of red hair thing going a little bit. And then it was a darker, it was still reddish and, to it.
But it was more of a bob.
Yeah. It was healthy and well-conditioned hair. Like
she was cute.
She looked healthier. I mean, despite being on the run and whatever, like she just looked
having blood coming out of her nose at some point. Yeah. All right. Last question that you'll get from me. Oh, no, actually I have 2. I'm sorry. But here's one. Lita goes to do the thing on Ivanova. She goes, she's blocking me. Can non-telepaths block a telepath? And I mean, because wouldn't Talia now know that Ivanova is a latent telepath, and shouldn't Lita also know that Ivanova is a latent telepath because of that stuff? Like,
I'm pretty sure that yes, you and I and Ivanova and Sheridan with some mental discipline could block a certain level of scan.
Okay.
I think, right? I think just about what humans are capable of even now, and this time, not to mention, way up in the 23rd century, I think you could have the mental discipline if you wanted to, and it would check out for Ivanova that she would go through whatever meditation things she'd need to be able to block a telepath. I think it checks out.
Okay. The next thing I want to ask you about this is going to go back to your leadership stuff, Jeff.
Okay.
Let's talk Sheridan leadership. He's talking with Garibaldi and Ivanova, and he says, we cannot be a team with this hanging over our heads. Ivanova is clearly pushing back. Ivanova clearly doesn't want to do this, but he's right. We can't be a team if this is hanging over our heads. He comes to a solution, and then later on, he's protecting Ivanova from this whole thing. He's like, no, we're going to make her the last one. Like, he gets it. He understands it. I think there's a message here that might dip a little bit more into the messages later, but I wanted your take specifically on this move by Sheridan and how he's dealing with Ivanova, but also Garibaldi and his team.
So those literally are my closing thoughts.
Okay.
So I'll cover it there.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. The other thing I had was the doors. Have you ever noticed how the doors open and shut on Babylon 5?
Yeah, the weird hinged sideways thing.
Yeah, they go upside like they're a Lamborghini door or something.
Yeah, caught in the wall. I caught that the first time. I forget it, but where Garibaldi was making some joke about how great he was with computers, and then he wasn't so great with it when they were going to set up some scan thing for somebody back a while ago. I noticed that first time.
All right.
So my last question for you.
Yeah.
What do you think Lita saw when she saw Kosh?
Is it a drug? Is there some sort of does this hit the hippocampus of the brain? Because what she says is she goes into this thing and she hears the music. Now, remember when Sheridan went into the hot box and he got all the music? He's like, "Wow, the Gregorian chant, which is awesome." And she's like, "Hey, can I see some more of that? Can I before I leave? Can I, Kosh?" It's whatever it is, it's addictive. But remember what Kosh said. The reason he has to wear the encounter suit is because if anybody saw him, they would recognize him. Who? Everyone. I'm trying to connect that line with this apparently addictive thing that Lita keeps talking about. And why is it that Delenn can see it and be cool with it? I don't know.
It was like they spent a good chunk of time zooming in on her eyeball, showing his reflection, and it was just a halo, right? She was literally staring into my ring light that I have up here.
I had that same thought. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, she's on a Zoom call. Okay. Yeah. Makes sense.
Here, get real close on the for the YouTube folks.
Yeah. That's Kosh in your eyeball. I can see him. But I think what it almost is whatever you see is what you would think you would want to see. Like whatever your version of God is, right? A halo, like she kind of sees a halo. You see that, like whatever's most meaningful to you. Brent, if you ever saw an angel, wouldn't you want to see that again? And wouldn't you do what you needed to do to see that again? If you gazed into the eyes of the Buddha, would you? I mean, I don't know.
Well, you say an angel. I've kind of always, every time anybody ever sees an angel, they're always freaked out. So I don't know that I really want to see an angel.
Really good point. They always have, do not be afraid. Do not.
Hey, don't be afraid. I'm good. It's okay. I'm not going to kill you. I'm not going to eat you. So, the way you describe it to me, honestly, and I'll reference my other fandom now. It's like Babylon 5's version of the Mirror of Erised. Like, do you know what that is? Do you know that reference? So in Harry Potter, it's a mirror that shows you only what your innermost desire is.
That's where Harry's hanging out with his parents.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. The Mirror of Erised, which is, if you spell desire backwards, it's Erised. Yeah. Get it? Huh? That was, it's something. It's definitely something. And again, I'm trying to connect these threads because I'm like, what is this? What are we seeing here? I can't wait to find out. I've heard comments that we will before the end of the show is done. Mm-hmm. And that's about as spoilery as just to tell me your questions will be answered is as far spoilery as I need it to be.
I think we're closer. So end of season 1, we got a hint that he could be seen. Here we're at the end of season 2, he got to be seen. You know what I mean? I feel like the metronome is speeding up, and pretty soon we're gonna get to see him also.
All right, Jeff. Well, let's get there. Let's hit that part of the show where it's time to boil it down and see if the show has any of that Star Trek-y quality to it. Is there a deep moral message? Is it holding up a mirror to society? Are we going to be better in the future? Jeff, you're going to rate this episode on a scale of 0 to 5 deltas as far as that. I'm going to take Star Furies as far as just how much we like the episode. How Babylon 5 was it? Jeff, what you got for us?
This episode was a lot of plot, right? A lot of story going on, and there wasn't a lot of opportunity for a message or a lesson in it. But it really came down, like the big meat in this one was what we talked about a little earlier. Sheridan trusting Ivanova and bringing his team together in the face of unbelievable, like literally the worst thing, betrayal from within. What it has to do to me is that magic that happens when you build a relationship where you communicate all the time and you do so in a way built on respect, on trust, and where you actually have those really difficult conversations. I think that's one of the biggest roles that a leader plays when you're leading a team is acknowledging the elephant in the room and making it okay for people to talk about that elephant. And Sheridan does that. He brings Ivanova and Garibaldi together. He manages Garibaldi's understandable freak out about things. But the real thing here is the fact that he, Sheridan, Ivanova's boss, essentially, trusts her. Trusts her as a person, trusts her as a professional. He doesn't second guess her when I feel like he would have supported her even if she hadn't shared that she was a latent telepath. I have every reason to believe he still would have done everything he could to protect her. Her sharing that with him, though, is the reciprocation of that because they communicate, because they trust, because even though there is a hierarchy that is at work here, they're still working together as a team and as equals. And that's what Star Trek is about. Star Trek is about people coming together to support each other, to make each other feel safe and better so they can improve and make things better for other people. I mean, who wouldn't want a relationship like the kinds that Sheridan and Ivanova and Garibaldi have? It's not what they had with Sinclair. That was friendship that they had. That was a really cool friendship. This is a level of professionalism between all three of them that I think only exists because it's Sheridan. What's hard to me, though, is that was 6 minutes of the episode at most. But I still think it was super powerful, and I think it's really important. I'm going to give this one 2 deltas based on that message alone.
Yeah, the note that I had here was Star Trek message possibility. Now let's see if they walk through the door. Because I think we see that a lot in Babylon 5 of oh, here's a place where they have an opening to actually make a comment on something. Let's see if they go there. Right. And this episode had 2 of them to me. One of them was what you just went through. The other one was earlier where we're talking about Ivanova not wanting to be scanned. And you have this whole thing about invasion of privacy. And should you do something to somebody, even if they don't want to do it, even if they don't know, because this felt like very Star Trek, Lita didn't actually need permission to do anything. She could have just walked around the station all day long and just gone toom, 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 and nobody would have even known. Yeah. And Lita's not even Psi Corp anymore. She ran away from Psi Corp, right? So why is she obeying the rules? I don't know. But this could have gone down that path of not violating somebody. You know what I mean? Not at all where this episode went. But the door was there. But then you had this one of, well, then there was the other one of, how do you tell people the truth you've been lying to for years? Ivanova's struggling with that, right? People that really care about you won't turn you away. Again, you can pull that out. Is that what the episode was trying to say? No. I think your rating of 2 deltas, I want to say it's low, but I don't think you're wrong because this episode wasn't trying to tell those. You just sort of have to pull. You could pull that out, but it's definitely not what the writer was going for in this particular episode, and that's okay, because sometimes TV can just be good TV.
Yeah, and frankly, I think if someone didn't, frankly, I think it was and yours, you have experience in management and leadership as well, and I think it was that lens that kind of brought that lesson out. If you were just person watching this show, I don't think a lot of that would have even registered. And that's where
Sure.
I wanted to go higher than 2, but I can't. I had to work pretty hard to get that reference put together.
Understood. The other one that I kind of got, and this is a Disney reference for me. I don't know how often I need to make more Disney references. Although we do have the awesome Aladdin one. I loved how Sheridan protected Ivanova in this episode. And I think that there is a message in here about depending on other people rather than hiding from them. And this kind of dovetails into the, how do you tell somebody the truth that you've been lying to for years? I'm going to turn to Elsa in the movie Frozen. I have said this before. I will say it again. I think that Elsa's father is the worst Disney father ever.
Wow.
Now, somebody out there is going to be like, oh, yeah, what about this one guy? No, I think it's Elsa's dad. Because what Elsa's dad wound up doing was he instilled fear and intimidation into his daughter, when what she needed was she needed community and she needed love. And that's the whole message of Frozen, right? Like when she's going, let it go, let it go, let it go. Like that whole piece is, I can't hide this anymore. I can't be on my own, right? The destruction that happens from isolation is magnificent. And I don't mean that in a good way. Like, I mean, it's just huge. When Ivanova finally decided to trust Sheridan, that's when she could be protected. That's when she could have her needs met, because she couldn't do it on her own. Like, she had to do this from a community aspect. Sheridan's looking at it from a team working aspect, but Ivanova, like, she had to get there. That being said, I'm going to give this one a 4 Star Fury rating, because this was, it did this thing in a Babylon 5 way, and it was just good TV. You know, this wasn't coming in bonking you over the head with some big moral message. That's not at all what this episode was. This episode, I think, is this episode's about one of two things. Either one, they're furthering a plot about what's happening here with Psi Corp, and I really hope that's what it is. It also could just be Andrea Thompson's leaving the show, and this is how they're writing her off. We're going to devote a whole episode to just how do we get her off the station. Like, you know, I don't actually, and maybe it's both. Maybe it's both. I don't know. But yeah, I'm going to go 4 Star Furies because it was good. It's just a good episode. And in a season that has been full of a lot of meh episodes, Jeff, we've been pretty harsh on the season. We might have been more harsh than we really needed to be. I would say this season has had more meh than it has blech. There's certainly been some blech, but it's had more meh. And this one was a, hey.
I think also this one was so just well put together. Like, this is it's artful television. I mean, the sound engineering piece aside, but just
that's production. That's technical. That's not art. That's just technical.
Yeah, that's fair. But I just the storytelling, the acting. I mean, oh my gosh, what a high point of act for everybody through this whole thing. I really enjoyed this episode.
Yeah,
but Brent, now season 2. This is where you got to make the tough decision, because we are generating episode by episode the definitive, accurate, objectively correct ranking of all the episodes in the second season of Babylon 5. Our top 5 currently. At number 1, The Coming of Shadows. Number 2, A Race Through Dark Places. Number 3, In the Shadow of Zahadum. Number 4, All Alone in the Night. And number 5, Confessions and Lamentations. Brent, where do you put Divided Loyalties?
At this current spot, feels like a very, I don't want to say one-off episode, but it feels outside of the overall story that they're trying to tell. Maybe it's inside because it's furthering something else. This season is supposed to be about the coming of shadows, not the sneaky handedness of Psi Corp. Okay. So these episodes that deal with the big hit pieces of what's going on with the shadows. These big marquee pillar episodes, I think, are naturally going to stand out. Coming of Shadows, Race Through Dark Places, Zahadum, All Alone in the Night, right? And then we have episodes like Confession and Lamentations and Hunter Prey, which specifically Confessions and Lamentations last week, we just talked about. It's an important episode.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily an episode I ever really want to watch again. That said, this episode becomes my new number 5.
Wow. Okay.
I really, really enjoyed this episode. I enjoyed it more than Hunter Prey. I definitely enjoyed it more than Knives and Soulmates. Soulmates was fun. It was goofy. This one was good TV. I don't know that it cracks that top 4 conglomerate of what the season is supposed to be about and where we go. But yeah, I'm going to place this in at number 5.
Well, just for a little note, Soulmates, it spent a lot of time in the top 5 for us, is now barely in the top 10.
Oh my.
Yeah,
it's down to like 8 or something now.
It's
right?
at number 9 now.
9? Oh man.
That just shows
don't let it fall out of the top
know.
10. I like that episode.
Well, Brent, that's it for Divided Loyalties. And let's kind of see where we think things are going to land for Soulmates, because next week we're watching The Long Twilight Struggle for the first time. We've never seen these episodes before. We're not watching ahead. We're not reading ahead. We're not looking ahead. We're just looking at the titles. Brent, based on the title alone, what do you think The Long Twilight Struggle is going to be about?
I've been saying for a while now that we've got to get back to the Narn Centauri War, that we've got to have the redemption of Londo Mollari, that we've got to have all of this sort of stuff. I don't think we're going there this week. What's this called? The Long something Twilight?
The Long Twilight Struggle.
Sparkly vampires. This one is about sparkly vampires.
So this one ruins an entire mythology, is what you're saying?
Yes, pretty much. I think that's exactly what this is going to do. Is it will ruin the Long Twilight Struggle. My gut instinct says that this goes to Delenn. This is a Delenn episode. And she's struggling with her she's had this new identity for about a year now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a struggle there. That's where my broken compass wants to point right now.
And maybe this is where, not where they come together, but where she and Sheridan like click. Like it's not just where
they trust each other and grab each other by the face, and the camera cuts away just before we get to the good stuff.
And then Delenn rolls over. Are they
wearing silk pajamas?
Right.
If we see Sheridan in silk pajamas,
then we know. That's the Babylon 5 sign. But maybe this is where like the culmination of this is that Sheridan supports her through this struggle, and it ends with their kiss. Maybe.
Oh yeah. Oh, it rings of tripping into Paul and that kind of like that private intimate.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting into it. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, that sounds good.
I'm going shadows on this one, but I'm going shadows.
I'm for it. I'm for the shadows.
I've been beating this drum, I think, since the episode, but
yeah.
Keffer's been looking for these guys in hyperspace for so long, and I think that he's going to find them.
Because I actually have been doing something with him. Because what I was getting ready to say, Jeff, is I've noted from the comments a little bit of history of Babylon 5. Apparently, you might have actually told me this at one point. I don't remember, but apparently Keffer was forced on JMS by the studio. Like they wanted the hot shot, good looking, chiseled chin dude. And the idea that like JMS would put him in and then not do anything with him is absolutely hilarious to me. So I kind of don't want it to be Keffer at all, but you're right. They have seeded this whole thing with Keffer doing something out there. So what are we 3 episodes away?
Yeah. So here's my twist, and here's the JMS giving it to the studio as well.
Okay.
He finds the shadows. He goes racing off to tell Babylon 5 about it, and they kill him. They blowed up his ship, and he dies.
Or loaded up real good, huh?
Or, you know, I'll say this about Kefir. He's got chiseled chin.
Yeah.
He's got great hair. You know who else has great hair?
Delenn.
Morden.
Ooh.
So maybe Kefir gets captured and he's given a choice. We'll kill you, or you go full Morden with us. And he does. And that leads to a Morden, Kefir, and Anna all showing up with to Sheridan at the same time. Okay, now I know I'm slapping on way too much peanut butter.
You bring in Kemmer and you've got the quadfecta going on there.
Right? That's what happened to her. Liana's off when like, yes, I will ask people what they want. They're like, no.
What if that was the problem with Liana? Was she's one of these shadow mind controlled people?
She's one of the she's one of the latent personality people. And
that's what I mean. Yeah.
And it just was a bad program. It's like the language center didn't quite connect.
Right. She was one of the early testers.
Yeah. And they're like, nah, just send her with the president. We're going to kill him anyway.
Yeah.
But so normally this is where we wrap and start going to stuff. But Brent, I just one more time want to remind everybody we're just a few weeks away now from our season 2 wrap up.
Come get the bad boy. Come on. Come get Captain John Sheridan as an action figure, folks.
For those of you listening to this podcast who can't see it, Brent's holding up John Sheridan. Again, go to our YouTube.
I'm shaking. You're hearing the shaking of John Sheridan in his box.
It's like proof of life for the prize. But my favorite thing, like, here's why I would enter the drawing for this one. And I would enter that drawing by going to Apple Podcasts or wherever, Good Pods, wherever, writing a review, screenshotting that, sending it to us at Babylon First on Twitter or Babylon5first@gmail.com. That's how I would enter. But I would do it because the little tiny Babylon 5 station that like literally fits in the figure's hand. Like he can beat people with the station. It's like his weapon.
He can swing it around.
He's like, I'll show you gravitational rotations. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, hey, listen, we're going to find out next week just what the long Twilight struggle is going to be about. Here in a couple weeks, we're going to wrap up all of season 2, which will include another touch on this episode, I'm sure. But I want to thank all of you for joining us today. If you haven't already, please subscribe wherever you're listening to us or if you're watching us on YouTube. And please, like I said, stop by Apple Podcasts, Good Pods, wherever. Leave us that rating. Send us the screenshot so that you can be entered in the giveaway. Brent, until next time.
Hey, Jeff.
Yeah, Brent.
So the air filtration system here in my house has kind of gone on the fritz.
Yeah, no way. Brent, peace, and long life.
This is my first time.
You know,
I'm gonna miss the outro music in season 2. I love that. I love that.
We gotta get new music for next season, don't we?
Yeah, I just pulled some files down to get started on it.
Look at you on top of it. Look at you.
Oh, last time I did it the week before. Oh my God.
Dude, you did a good job, man. The boom at the end still gets me, and the beginning piece. Play it real quick. Hit the button.
Let's see.
Here's what I want to hear every time. It feels like the first time. Like I always anticipate that like coming in, and then it doesn't, and I'm like, oh yeah, it's this other one.
People hated that. Like they hated that.
But it was there. I mean, it got it etched into my brain, man. Like
and that's the whole point. That's the whole reason. I've got some ideas for this next one I'm playing with right now, so it should be fun. I'm hoping to at least hit the mark that I did this time.
I like it. Hey man, good stuff. You know what else? Oh, are we gonna have to get new graphics? Because we did a graphic change from season 1 to season 2.
Did we?
Yeah, remember the for YouTube, for the YouTube folks out here. We had
the thumbnails,
the placeholder. Hey, we're not putting too much work into this one, and they're like, oh yeah, okay, let's actually come up with something. What do you think? Club 65. You tell us, should we change it or just leave it where it is and just say, hey, we got our crap together for season 2 and we get to live there? Or do we have to change our thumbnail section again? Speaking
Brent,
of Club 65.
Yeah. Well,
What's up,
before
guys?
before
You're
yeah,
awesome.
you are the best. We mentioned you earlier. Here you are.
They're my favorite. They're my favorite of all the people that are out there.
Here's the thing with the thumbnail gimmick. You and I are sound guys. We can do the sound things. Neither of us are graphics guys, and we've been really poking our way through.
Yeah.
We're not video guys. That's why you're seeing this right now, Club 65, fully unedited video. That's the best you're gonna get.
I'm enough of a graphics guy to be able to look at a graphic and go, good, not good. Fix it.
Yeah. I don't know how. Just do
Not
it.
good. What do you want it to look like? I don't know. You're the graphic person. Go.
Make it look better. Just do that.
Turn the suck knob down.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, that's a sound guy thing.
Well, and that's the problem, right? We're going to approach it all that way.
Turn the suck filter off. Oh, gosh. Hey, Club 65. Hey, listen, if you're watching this and you know what Club 65 is, you are in Club 65. This is it right here. Club 65 is this group. Hey, it's been a while since we've done this. If you guys are watching this, you're part of Club 65. Somewhere in the comments, just hit 65. That's really what it is. Like, don't tell anybody what it means. Don't let people know. Just drop a 65 in the comments so that we know you were here.
By the time I lost my train of thought.
Okay.
This has been a long recording.
It has.
I was going to go somewhere. That might come back to me after we're done.
Yeah.
If
It'd
you're
be
Club
about 10 minutes
65,
shorter if we would shorten our intro bit.
right?
Yeah.
Maybe that's what we do in season 3.
Just go straight into the show. No intro.
Well, we got to do something. We got, but I think
we got to at least say hi, right?
Well, I don't know. That's a tough thing too, because like there's easy things to cut right out of that thing. We could cut the reading emails or reviews thing, but I think people dig that. I like giving.
That's the connect point with everybody.
Yeah.
That's really what it is. You know, I think I was better at season 1 at not doing some of my notes, and now it's like I'm just going through my notes. You know, like I was a little bit better of just kind of flowing with the conversation and going like, yeah, okay, I don't have to talk about that. Like there was a few things I didn't talk about in this
Same.
episode, but like I think I still tend to come back to it. But anyway, we'll figure all that out. Club 65, you guys are awesome. Thanks for watching, and do your deal. Go get a t-shirt if we have that up yet. Do we have that up yet?
That's what I was gonna say. Maybe by the wrap up, we'll have that done. I'm busy like producing music and potentially graphics now.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll have the Club 65 t-shirt thing going.
Yeah. I know I've worked on it a few times, and I don't know if we ever pushed go on it.
Well, I think the hard thing is just so you know, Club 65, we're not going to publish the URL to go get it. We're going to tell you the URL, and we're going to ask you to not share that URL. You're here.
It's
you're
a secret thing. Yeah, like if you're here, you're in, and that's it, and nobody else gets to know. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't.
Yep.
And it's that simple.
That's that simple. And so I think we can say by the season 2 wrap up, we'll be able to give you the URL. Maybe sooner, maybe then, but it won't be any later than the wrap up.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll make sure we get that up and we've been talking about it all season long.
I know.
Mostly offline. Yeah.
But to be fair, right? We talked about getting the Club 65 shirt. We talked about getting the other shirts. We've gotten the Patreon up and going. Like,
yeah,
this has been a busy season for us. On top of actually like doing and watching the show. Yeah, we've had a lot of other stuff that we've done. So I mean, honestly,
and the growth on this channel has been just so incredible. Frankly, I mean, keeping up with comments is a thing.
Yeah,
like,
well, there are people commenting right now that I'm probably not going to respond to because I just don't have the time to go in all the time. And I'm honestly, I hate that. I hate that I don't have that time.
Yeah, I'm starting to find myself when I do comments, it's usually like one little short word, which like okay. So those of you that are leaving these big, long, beautiful comments, thank you. Keep doing it. I promise you, I'm reading them. But my comments are they tend to be a little on the shorter side. I've noticed. But I'm filtering through 120 of them. Trying to.
Yeah. Well, we get some novels of emails that come through. Yeah. They're great. And I respond and you respond. We respond to everybody who sends something in. And so I can't always respond to every point.
Yeah.
In a thing. And so like you said, Brent, I mean, please we appreciate everything you're putting into those communications.
We're reading it. You guys are writing it and we are reading it. Just we'll pick and choose what pieces we respond to.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Yeah.
It's just so many hours in a day.
Yeah. And you never know when it might turn up in an episode. You might send an email and we'll get it like 6 months later. Or we've gotten the email. We will get to it. It'll circle into our rotation stuff.
Yeah. There's also been a few that it's taken a couple months to get to, but we get to them. That's the important part.
We do. All right. Club 65. You guys are awesome. We love you guys. Big hearts. Happy St. Patty's Day. And Jeff, we good?
We'll see you.